Today on Let's Talk Schools, whether you're in a classroom or on a home device, find out how the district is providing safe, supported, and effective technology to our schools, staff, and most importantly, to our students. Welcome to another session of Let's Talk Schools. Today I have the good fortune of having Dr. Emily Bell. Dr. Bell, tell us who you are and what you do in Fulton County Schools.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Emily Bell. I'm the Chief Information Officer for Fulton County Schools. I'm responsible for the safe, supported, and effective access to our network, our applications, and devices.
So that sounds like everything technology related.
That's all right, just about everything.
My goodness, that's a pretty big load to carry.
It is a pretty big job in this day and age especially.
Fulton County Schools spends a lot of money, a lot of funds, thanks to taxpayer support, on technology.
Yes.
In fact, we actually issue devices to groups of students. Who do we issue devices to?
Again, our taxpayers are supporting this program, and it allows for us to issue devices to students in grades 3 through 12. It's a lot of students. And we provide access to devices for grades pre-K through 2nd.
Okay, so we actually issue devices to students in grades 3 through 12. Let's talk about internet safety, whether it's at home or whether it's in the school building. If students are using our device, how can we be sure that students are safely accessing content on the devices that are issued by the schools? So let's talk about safety in the school building first, and then we'll talk about safety at home.
Perfect. Our devices, each of them have filters on them that block inappropriate content. And when those devices access our network, they go through a firewall. This firewall also blocks inappropriate content. We have an information security department that monitors our network all day long. They're looking for cyber criminals to keep our students' data safe, and we're also looking for inappropriate content. So when a student's at school using our device, those are our protections. When they go home and they're using our device, they still have the filtering mechanism on the device itself.
Okay.
But there are ways that parents can keep their internet safe at home.
So I'm really interested in that because I know that, I have 4 children. They're all grown. They didn't all have technology when they were growing up through school. I was a parent pre-technology in schools, I suppose. But I have internet access at home, and I want to make sure that my grandchildren, when they come visit, won't be accessing inappropriate content, and that bad actors won't be trying to access my grandchildren. So what is it that we can share with parents about how to secure their internet access points at home? And do we provide any resources to do that?
We definitely do. So in the spring of this year, we launched the Home Internet and Device Safety Program. Actually, you brought this idea to us. It's something you did in a former district.
I don't remember that way. It was completely your idea, Emily. Let's take the credit. We're good.
Perfect. Actually, it was a collaborative effort between IT and communication and our community partners. So we started with some great information. We launched a website. We have links to those really great resources. If parents go to our main web page and they go to students and parents, they will see a link to the Home Internet Device Safety Program. With that launching, we also had 2 really great community meetings, one at Innovation Academy in Alpharetta and one at Global Impact Academy in Fairburn. We had really great partners come out and speak to our parents. So our audience was parents. We had Jackie Gittens, who is a special agent with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. We had executives from AT&T. We had Jasmine from the Consortium of School Networking, and we had 2 of our very own media and technology instructors. And they gave all kinds of tips and tricks that parents can use at home to keep their students safe. We recorded these, and these are available on that website.
Okay.
But here's something really cool we did. Last week, we shot 3 videos. These were student-centered videos. In fact, they starred 5 of our very own students. Just a quick shout out to Arden, Jacob, Leah, Roderick, and Zach, who starred in these videos, and they give their peers tips and tricks on how to keep safe while using devices and using the internet. So we're really proud of this program, and we know it will grow.
Awesome. So if I'm a parent and my child brings home a school-owned computer, the computer has filtering software on it, but is that sufficient, or do parents need to do something else on their home internet router, or with their internet provider to add additional layers of security?
They certainly do. So part of that website, we have a little section that says TAP, T-A-P. These are 3 really easy things that parents can do on their routers at home to keep their students safe. They can restrict time. So the T in TAP stands for time.
Oh.
They can restrict when the student is on the internet. The A in TAP stands for access. They can restrict access to websites. They can whitelist some and they can block others. And then the P in TAP stands for password. And this means you can put strong passwords on your router to keep your students safe.
Okay, so as a parent, I can select the times that I want my child to access the internet. Mm-hmm. Did not know that. That's really good, powerful information.
And we also put links on the website to the major internet service providers in the area. They have their own little set of instructions for parents and other tips that they might want to check out.
So it works much like, I guess, a TV, a modern TV. I know that when I turn my TV on, I have parent controls that I can say these kinds of movies or channels can't be watched on the TV, and it's password protected so that my grandchildren, when they get old enough, won't be able to, bypass the restrictions that I put on.
That's
on my
exactly
TV.
right. Parent controls are available. As I mentioned, just 3. But again, all of those internet service providers have other tricks that parents can leverage and have parent controls.
I attended one of these types of conferences recently, and one of the pieces of advice that the experts gave was that a parent for a student-owned device, because it's one thing for us we provide devices, and that's the primary tool that we hope our students will use.
Right.
But students have cell phones, and most cell phones these days are smartphones. I don't think they're that smart, but we call them smartphones, and they too have access to the internet. But they're going through, I assume, their provider. So do the same types of controls exist on iPhones and iPads and the watches now that have access to the internet?
Definitely. There are parent controls there. There are different free applications that parents can download and put restrictions on their students' mobile devices. We definitely encourage our families to look into that and leverage those tools. In fact, in our upcoming video sessions, we will cover more in depth about the mobile devices. It's a whole different world when you're talking about the mobile devices.
Right. I know that technology is ever evolving.
Yes.
And I think that I know enough to be dangerous, and then the next version of the iPhone software comes out, or the next application comes out. How do you, as the CIO, the guru of technology for the school district, stay abreast of all the changes that are happening and that sort of thing?
Well, I think I do it just like everybody else. I learn from the kids. You stay connected to the kids, and you'll find out a lot. We were fortunate this summer to have 60 interns from our schools come and work with us in the IT division. These 60 high school students were part of our work-based learning program, and we put them alongside of our summer device cleaning experts, and they helped us with that. And we also had some of them in our information security department, basically trying to help us find the holes, because there's always going to be a hole that we need to fill. It's really difficult to stay on top of everything that's coming out, but we definitely try our best through our students, through conferences, through our colleagues, to stay abreast of the very latest.
I've had some folks come to me and say, I'm concerned about the software that my child is using in the classroom. I'm worried that the data that's collected, or the information, the personal information about my child is not secure or might be sold to some other party. What assurances can we provide, if any, to our families that their children's personal information is secure?
That is a really good question. So in Fulton County Schools, we have an application menu. These applications have been vetted by our staff, both for content and for data privacy. Those vendors that we purchase these applications from must sign a data privacy agreement so that they keep our data safe and they don't sell our data. So again, those applications are vetted. However, if students use applications that are not in our menu, then we don't have any kind of protections where those are concerned. But that's where digital citizenship comes in. So digital citizenship is everyone's responsibility. So every year, our media and technology instructors deliver digital citizenship instruction to our students. And through that COSIN framework, they learn to be responsible. It's definitely possible to get to inappropriate websites, no matter what protections we have in place. But the responsibility of the student is to go someplace else, to report it. We have a tip line on our devices that a student can anonymously report that he or she was able to access an inappropriate website, or maybe he saw or she saw someone else access an inappropriate website. So again, digital citizenship is important for all of our students, our teachers, and our parents.
Digital citizen, that's really good information. So if you had a piece of advice that you could share, I guess I'm putting you on the spot, relating to technology safety for our parents, for our students, and anybody watching the show, what is the one piece of advice that you might share today?
Well, I'd like to give a piece of advice, and then I'd like to give a tip.
Okay.
So the piece of advice is that technology is a tool to support student learning. And if you use it that way, it can be very powerful. It can absolutely launch you to places and heights in your learning that you wouldn't be able to get to otherwise. But my tip is, parents who do not have internet access at home, I encourage them to look into the Affordable Connectivity Program through affordableconnectivity.gov. This program is federal, and it allows discounted internet service to your home. As long as our students are good digital citizens, we want them to be able to access technology at school and at home.
That's a really good tip. And do we also have a limited number of hotspots where if a child does not have internet access at home, that they can check out or borrow
Yes, definitely.
a Wi-Fi spot?
We can definitely check out hotspots. We have certain categories of students who are automatically eligible, but if you think you need one, ask.
Okay.
Hotspots are a cellular signal, so they're not a direct connection like you would get with an internet service provider through the Affordable Connectivity Program I just mentioned, but they're good for some minimal access. So definitely ask us about a hotspot if you need one.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this in closing, and then give you 30 seconds or so to give us some final words of wisdom. If my child has a device, and their device is stolen or broken, what do they do? Is there insurance available to families? Just give me some guidance.
Thank you.
Computers are expensive.
They are expensive. However, if we do expect the students to take their devices, grades 3 through 12, to and from home to use. We expect them to take care of them, keep them safe, keep them charged. Try to not let them get damaged. But if they do get damaged, just turn it into the device coordinator. Device coordinators are usually in the media center, and they can swap that device out for you. They can swap it out. Now, there may be some fines associated with some damage, but really what we want is the student to have a device so they can keep learning.
Okay, really good advice. Any last words of wisdom as we wind down this talk about safe and secure internet use on home devices and at school?
Well, again, technology is an awesome tool if leveraged in the appropriate way.
Very, very good. Thank you so much for your leadership on managing the technology access here in Fulton County Schools. And thank you for joining another session of Let's Talk Schools. Let's stay safe out there. And now, let's go around the district in 90 seconds. That's it for our show this week. Let's keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you on our social media platforms. And join us next time on Let's Talk Schools. Thank you so much for watching.